You need a great opener, like somehow we're adults. Do.
We can record that right
some
now.
Kind of like
we can record that right now.
Everybody be quiet.
Somehow we're adults.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Dillon. So, first off, welcome back.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
So-
Appreciate it.
This is the follow-up podcast to the championship draft that you came up with.
Yes, sir. Halfway through already. Time flies.
Yeah, for real. What is it? Today is May 21st.
Yeah.
So we're damn near half the way through the year. And man, a lot's changed since we picked our last peeps. Let me go over to
We got new champions. We got people we drafted not even in the UFC anymore.
for real.
We got retired champions.
All right. Do you want to start with yours or mine first? Let's start with yours.
Okay.
We'll run down Dylan's list.
All right. So first off, Amanda Nunes' first pick looks very good. Hasn't even had to defend it yet. So
Yeah.
it's like if she defends it once, I'm pretty much safe. But
Who was her last fight? Was that that was Juliana Pena number 2, right?
Yeah,
where she beat the brakes
Yes, sir.
off of.
So as
Juliana
good as
Pena.
first pick was, second pick, I drafted a champion who's not even a champion anymore.
Shevchenko?
Yeah, she lost to Grasso
When did this happen?
a couple months ago.
Was I watching that?
Yeah, she got finished by Grasso. It was on the, I think it was on the Moreno card.
Shevchenko lost?
I know you definitely, but yeah.
Bro, I'm like blanking right now.
You're okay.
I'm good.
So my second round pick already looking like a bad pick. Now,
so Valentina Shevchenko, I mean, that's a great pick still, though.
Yeah. So I'm not too worried because I'm thinking Valentina's a champ for a couple years, so they got to give her an immediate rematch.
Oh, let's talk about what we're doing too. I don't think we've mentioned this.
Okay.
What is it we're doing for this podcast?
So for this podcast, I told Ryan it'd be a fun idea to come in, review how we're doing. Neither of us know like the correct score, like who's up in the points. And I told him it'd be fun since, we both have someone on both teams who's no longer in the UFC, whether they left for PFL or if they retired.
Mm-hmm.
So even some late round picks didn't figure out. So I told him if we could, drop 4 people, pick up 4 new people, at most 4. You don't have to use all 4 picks if you don't want to.
Right.
But that way we could just kind of get some new blood in there for the
So we're doing
second
4?
Yeah.
Drop 4?
At most 4.
Yeah.
So if you don't,
Swap 4.
if you want to do 1 or 2, that's fine. But at most, we'll just cap it at 4.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, so all right. So that being said, if you didn't watch the original UFC draft podcast, we basically each of us picked 20 fighters. You could pick 20 in one weight division. You could pick, 1 in each weight division. You could do a bunch of different things. But the idea is, at the end of 2023, whoever has the most UFC champions at that moment wins. And the winner of that, I believe, and Dylan and I were asking about this earlier, but I believe the winner gets to pick what the other one wears on the podcast
for the next year's draft.
Yeah. Well, next year's draft. I mean, I'm assuming what we would do is one podcast where it's like we talk about this draft and then start a new one.
Yeah, I like that.
And then I'm assuming we did like lunch or coffee or something.
Yeah,
like
probably lunch after the podcast or something.
But where you don't have to wear whatever you want on the podcast.
Yeah. No, I like that.
Okay, so that being said, continue with your list. So
right,
Amanda Nunes, Valentina Shevchenko.
And then Chimaev, I don't know what they're doing with him. Last year he had 3 or 4 fights, and here we are almost halfway through the year. He's not even
Everyone's
scheduled.
scared of him, dude. To see how he... I mean, nobody wants to fight Gilbert Burns,
Right.
And then to see Khamzat and Gilbert Burns to fight the way they did. I mean, I'm sure nobody's calling out that dude's name.
It's fair. But it's
Besides
like
Colby Covington.
At what point, if he keeps getting ducked, like, why has he not got a scheduled fight yet? We're in May, and there's no fight booked.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't think he's gonna be a champion by the end of 2023 just because
Bro, they put him up against Leon, though.
That would be a fight.
I'm just saying.
I think he'd beat Leon, but I'm saying
what
as far as like booking,
is he still fighting at 170?
I believe so.
Because they'll say if they move him up to 185,
Yeah.
him versus Adesanya or any he's gonna have problems.
Right.
And
Leon's his best bet.
with all the wrestlers that are in the 185s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd probably draft him again high if we were redrafted for next year, but now it's like I don't think he's gonna fight 2 more times this year to where like I think he's gonna need a fight and then a championship fight.
I mean, I think he's still a strong option because if
Right.
they put him up against a champ,
Okay.
you're just like one. You're basically
needs
waiting
an
to see who he's
opportunity.
going to be scheduled
Right,
against.
exactly. So Whaley's still champ. I feel pretty confident in the women's thing. So I still got 2 of the 3 women's champions. Aljamain, he's he's that dude now. Like
He just fought who he just
Cejudo.
fought? Henry Cejudo,
Yeah.
and that fight did not go how I thought it would.
No, for Aljo to out wrestle Cejudo,
Bro.
like even in the presser, Cejudo's like I wasn't expecting that.
Well, the problem is that Henry has fantastic wrestling,
Right.
but when you have great wrestling and you have a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, like you're really just looking for takedowns at that point.
Right.
Like you're not looking to stay on the
Yeah.
ground because there's that imposing threat.
Yeah, for sure. And so Aljo, I feel pretty safe about that division because their next upcoming fight is Aljo versus Sugar Show.
Whoa, yo, what did I just do?
That's a good
Sorry, guys,
question.
we're having some technical difficulties here. What did I just do, bro? How do I get rid of this?
It's got the. I've never seen that in my life.
I didn't know this is possible. Yo.
Maybe just swipe out of the.
Cheesy Pete, you saw that? That's weird. I'm sorry. This is an image Dylan sent me.
I made a
and-
graphic for our team, so we're just going off that. real
Yeah,
quick.
and I guess I clicked on it.
You're
for
all
too
good.
long. All right.
So I feel good about Aljo for this because his next fight is against Sean O'Malley, and I
Yeah.
drafted O'Malley late too. So I feel like whoever wins
Yep.
that, I got security.
Bro, how do you think that one goes? I'll be honest. I think Aljamain shows him that there's levels to this.
I think so too, because like O'Malley struggled with Cheeto. I know the leg injury, but it's like Cheeto's top of that weight class, so this
Yeah.
is obviously the biggest chance for O'Malley.
And,
as far
and
as,
the
like,
Yan
competition.
fight was debatable. You know
I
what
thought
I mean?
Yan won.
I mean, it was close.
Yeah,
And, granted, Peter Yan's a great fighter, but still, it's, I'm curious to see what O'Malley's going to do
Yeah.
with Aljamain.
Aljo opened up as a minus 300 favorite against Sean,
Yeah.
so they're
if you made me put money on it, I'm putting my money on Aljamain.
Aljo, yeah.
I think he's too well-rounded.
right. So Francis was my sixth pick, no longer in the
Yeah.
UFC, so that's definitely gonna be the first person I dropped.
No, but he's
today.
in the PFL now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he got a big old offer.
Yeah, but even Dana White's like, that's a dumb offer.
Yeah.
Like, I would never
I don't know if the
offer
PFL is
something
gonna
like that.
last.
Yeah, typically a lot of those organizations, they take some big risks like
Yeah.
that, and hopefully it pays off for them.
Right.
I don't
So-
even know how to watch a PFL fight, to be honest with you, though.
I probably won't. I'll probably just watch Twitter highlights the next morning.
Literally,
So-
like I get all this stuff on my Instagram, so it's
Exactly.
just
Yeah.
we'll see what happens, and I'll be like, oh shit.
Exactly.
I think the other organization that I'm most likely to watch would be One FC.
Okay.
Because One FC, I don't know, I like what they're doing with like jiu-jitsu. They've got Mighty Mouse there. Bellator, maybe. I wouldn't mind watching a Bellator
Yeah.
fight, but it doesn't, I'm not currently looking up like what their events look like or anything
Yeah.
like that. So
I get that. So 7, I got Figgy. I don't think he's gonna do anything for me this year. I think his last.
he went up in weight, right?
Yeah, and so he's not gonna get a title shot this year moving up.
And
weight.
even if he does, do you think he's gonna? Because who's the champ in that? That's Aljamain, right?
yeah, so
I don't see
I don't
Davison.
think he beats Aljo.
I don't see him beating many people.
So I'm not expecting nothing from there. Pereira is interesting at pick 8 because he did lose to Izzy, but Pereira's moving up to light heavyweight. So
And first fight is Jamal Hill, right?
no, he got Jan.
Oh, Jan Blachowicz. Okay.
Jan and Pereira is gonna be a fight.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing too is like one of us could target Jan because I don't think you have Jan. Whoever wins that's probably gonna get Jamal Hill at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So
Dude, that division is in my opinion,
It's
light
fun.
heavyweight. That's not only is it fun, but it's the one where I'm the least confident on who's going to
yeah,
be champion.
it's
at
the
end of
most
this year.
even
Yeah.
division. Like any dude could go in there and get blown up.
Yeah.
So 8, I'm not too mad at Alex there, just because I think he could get a title shot at the end of the year. Jamal Hill in round 9 is a steal since he won the belt back in January. And then Leon at pick 10, he beat Usman again, so that's
Which
a good
is
pick.
freaking crazy.
Insane.
Which is crazy.
Usman literally looked like he lost a step in that fight. Like Edwards just controlled the entire thing.
It was insane to me because it seemed like Usman was a shell of himself,
right.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I mean, kudos to Leon because Leon
sure.
seemed like he had answers.
All of
for
us wrote
everything.
him off. Like we were
Yeah.
all like, okay, he got in the last second KO.
He got a confidence from that
Controlled
KO.
the whole fight.
Yeah. He's like, I
So-
felt everything Usman has to offer. Boom, boom,
Exactly.
boom. And then just.
So I feel pretty
Boom.
good about having a champ at 9 and 10. 11, I got Magomed and Kalaev. He's still injured, so I don't know if
Right,
he can get
but
a title shot.
because he's light heavyweight, right?
yeah,
That's still a solid
yeah. You just want a couple dudes in that
pick.
division.
In that division, like literally pick like the top 5.
Right.
Yeah.
So Cejudo at pick 12 was kind of risky just because
Did he retire
Cejudo.
on that last fight against
No.
Aljamain? No, he didn't. Okay.
Not to my knowledge. So
Okay.
he's not going to get another title shot at the end of the year, but I just like how my 12th round pick had a chance for a title this year.
Yeah.
So I was cool with that.
He's still like the best one at 135.
Right.
One of the best dudes in 135.
So I got Poirier in round 13. I don't think he'll get a title shot, but I'm excited for that Gaethje fight. Him and Gaethje
So,
getting announced is huge.
Poirier, still Islam?
Yeah.
Still Islam.
Which no one's going to touch him.
I don't think. I mean, it would have
But dude,
to be.
Poirier and Gaethje is going to be a scrap.
It would either have to be Beneil Dariush in that division or Charles Oliveira to beat
Yeah.
Islam, in my opinion.
I can't wait for Dariush and Oliveira to fight now too.
Dude, oh
That's
my god,
gonna be a
I'm
battle.
still so bummed that Oliveira got hurt and got out of that last one because
Yeah.
that fight, as somebody who likes watching jiu-jitsu and stuff,
Yeah.
like, oh my god, give me that fight,
sure.
please.
I think they're rescheduling it though.
Yeah, I hope so because
I'm pretty sure they did.
I told you that surprisingly enough, I want Beneil Dariush to win that
Yeah,
fight.
he's your boy.
I feel like
You drafted both of them, so
I feel like Oliveira definitely had his moment, and I
Yeah.
feel like he could still have another moment.
right.
But it's almost like he's had his moment. He's had the belt for a couple fights. Like, he's former world champ. I mean, definitely, dude is not out of his prime. I mean, this dude's still savage.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I want Beneil to. I want it to be his time. I want him to rain down.
If he beats Charles, his stock just
Yeah.
shoots up.
Yeah. Let me go pull this back up. My phone.
You're
Lock
all good.
screen. Boom boom. Yeah, I would. Can you imagine if he beats Charles Oliveira?
That would be I'm ready for that. So
It'd probably be a leg lock, to be honest.
pick 14, probably my best value pick. I got John Jones. He came back and just obliterated Cyril Gane.
Here's the question though: if he fights Stipe.
That's a fight.
If he fights Stipe and beats Stipe and retires,
He
that
could-
doesn't count as being
No,
champion anymore.
no. Yeah, if he,
So
if
you
he
gotta-
retire, that's what I'm worried about with Aljo. If Aljo whoops Sean O'Malley, he's like, I'm moving up. I lose a point just because he vacates the belt.
Uh-huh.
So in our 4-round draft today, it might be smart to draft heavyweights and bantamweights because those contenders are going to get a title shot at the end of the year, most likely.
Oh, because you don't even have Cyril Gane.
No, you
I
have Cyril.
I have Cyril Gane,
Yeah. So
which is possible. Because
Cyril-
Cyril Gane versus Stipe, who wins that?
Right.
You know, that one's a toss-up in my opinion.
yeah, and then you got Aspinall, who's a good prospect at
Uh-huh.
heavyweight.
Mm-hmm.
And you got Tuivasa and Derek Lewis. And that dude Pavlovich,
Mhm.
he's been knocking out everyone.
It's hard to say.
So
It,
but
it
yeah.
depends on what. How crazy is that? It depends on what John Jones wants
Yeah.
to do. And with Ngannou being gone, it's kind of like.
Yeah.
It's either John Jones, Stipe, or Cyril Gane, in my
Right.
opinion.
I-
And it really just depends on when
fair.
John fights Stipe.
Yeah. So from a value spot, round 14 to get a champ, I'm super hyped for that. Round 15, Sean O'Malley, I'm cool with it because I'm going to get a bantamweight champ at the end of the fight with him and Aljo. Yair Rodriguez, round 16. I don't think he's going to beat Volkanovski. I just like the chance that he's getting
I mean,
a title
it's
shot.
Dude, Yair Rodriguez has insane kicks, bro.
Right.
Insane. And he's such a good striker.
Yeah.
But to me, Volkanovski might have one of the best fight IQs.
Agreed.
He is just so good at winning.
He's like arguably the most well-rounded too.
Dude, to debatably, to have Islam and him fight and it be that close.
It was a great
Like,
fight.
some people thought Volk won that. I didn't
Yeah.
think Volk won it. When I got to the
didn't
end, I said it was either a draw
Yeah.
or split decision for Islam.
Islam,
And it
yeah.
was a split
I
decision
agree.
for
Yeah.
Islam, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So, pick 17, 18 got Santos and Suarez for the women's. Neither one of them, they're both droppable, honestly. But 19 could be a good pick because Pantoja is going against Moreno later this year. So I got a chance
Yeah.
at a title belt at pick
Pantoja,
19.
their first fight, dude, was insane. Pantoja versus
That whole division, any
Moreno?
fight those two gets, that whole division gets into, they're always bangers. And then Bo Nichols 1-0 in the UFC, but they're kind of taking the slow route. I was hoping he'd beat this year's Tamayev, but he's not going to get a title shot this year.
He might be my number one pick for 2024.
He could
though.
be, for sure.
Depending upon if he fights 2 more times this year and devastates people,
Yeah,
and then that gives him potential 3 fights next year.
right.
Yeah,
That's fair.
could
definitely.
be. I mean, fast track him to the title, dude.
Yeah.
He's already got the star power going on.
So I think just off counting while we did that, I'm pretty sure I got 6 champions right now. I got Nunes, Whaley, Sterling, Jamal Hill, Edwards, and John Jones.
Dang, dude.
So I got 6 of them.
Nice. So, okay.
So we can go through yours now if you want.
Well, so you have 6 right now. Let's go ahead and you pick do you have in mind which 4 you want to get rid of? Since we're looking at the
There's
list
a
right now?
couple, but do you want to go back and forth so you have like even opportunity as me? Because like, what if if I go?
Well,
four in a row,
I wouldn't say go ahead and do your swaps. I'm just saying, like,
drop
do you have
4?
yeah,
Okay.
which 4 you want to drop?
I'm for sure gonna drop Francis Ngannou.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop Bo
Can you-
Nickel.
You want to notate these 2?
Yeah, I'll write these down.
Yeah, so we got I would just type in the numbers.
Okay.
So you got number 6, number 20.
6, 20, and then I'm gonna drop Santos and Suarez 17, 18.
All right.
Sweet.
Nice. Okay. All right. So here's my picks.
You got a good these are all big names.
So first two are champs. So I have Islam Makhachev, Alexander Volkanovski, Brandon Moreno. That's 3.
Usman at 3.
Yeah, I skipped Usman, but I saw Brandon Moreno. I had to put him
excited.
first. I got excited. There's 3 right there. Number 3, I got Usman. Number 5, I have Cheeto. Number 6, I have Izzy. That's 4. Number 7, I have Beneil Dariush. Number 8, I have Charles Oliveira. Number 9, I have Glover. You can go ahead and put Glover down on mine. For
9.
sure, getting rid of Glover. Sorry, I'm still looking at the rest of the list. Okay, sorry. Which was the last one I said?
You said Glover at 9.
Number 9 in Glover. I have number 10, Colby Covington. Number 11, Robert Whitaker.
Whitaker's always one of those dudes that's in title conference. So
it just depends on who the champ is when he fights.
Yeah.
Because if it's Izzy, I think Izzy's gonna win that every time. But if for some reason Izzy gets caught, you know, if Izzy versus what's the guy's name we were just talking about? Pereira.
Yeah.
I think Izzy versus Pereira or Robert Whitaker versus Pereira is going to be a great fight if that would have happened.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's going back to this weight
either.
So Robert Whitaker. Then I have Stipe Miocic, Ciro Gane.
And that's interesting because one of those dudes, that could be a fight right there. Your 12 and 13 pick if John Jones steps down.
Yeah, I think I'm keeping both of them too because if John Jones fights Stipe, if Stipe wins, I get it. If Stipe or if Jones retires, I don't know that they'll give Stipe. I don't think he'll be fighting twice this year.
Right.
I just don't see that.
Yeah.
They don't even have it scheduled yet.
Right.
I'd be surprised if they did.
Mm-hmm.
So you have Ciro Gane, 13. 14, I have Rose, which, to me, Rose is always, Rose and Wei Li is always an option.
I'm surprised they haven't booked her yet, though.
Yeah. I think Rose and Wei Li is probably going to be the next fight. They're both, they always have bangers.
Yeah. They might be saving her for the end of the year. Because that's what's cool about this draft. Because, we only know fights until, July.
Yep.
So there's going to be more title opportunities come August through December.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just kind of banking on what's going to be the fights at the end of the year.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Then we got Mackenzie Dern, who she won last night. Yep.
So that's good for her.
How far away is she from a title? We'll look that up in a second.
Yeah.
Brian Ortega, Adrian Yanez, which I think he lost recently.
Yeah, he lost.
Yeah, because he lost recently, and so did not Bryce Mitchell. Well, Bryce Mitchell, he did lose his last fight because he had the friggin' flu and still fought. I guess he needed money.
And then Toporia's
almost did it again.
Toporia's got a good upcoming fight.
Ilya Topuria is my last pick.
I like Topuria a lot.
Oh, that's a hard one because really it's just Glover that I want to drop. But right now I've got 4 champs. I have Islam, Volkanovski, Moreno, and Izzy.
Yeah. So 6-4. So it's close.
Yeah.
That's
and there's a lot to happen in the next 6 months.
So I'm glad it's still close like that.
Okay. All right. Let me pull up the actual rankings.
I'm glad it's close for both of us because that
makes me nervy, dude. Nervy.
Because that's the thing. If I lose one of my champs to you, it's 5-5. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So since you're technically up right now, do you want to change the first one?
I think since you're down, you should get first pick.
All right.
I think that's fair.
Did neither of us pick Max Holloway, bro?
No, we didn't. Remember we went through the whole draft. We're like, why is he not drafted? But it's just because he can't overcome Volkanovski.
Yeah, but Yair Rodriguez fights Volkanovski.
Right. If Yair beats Volk, then Holloway's probably next up.
And yeah, Volkanovski
and Holloway's
doesn't
already
sit
beat
still.
Yair.
Excuse me. Dang, dude. Who do I want?
There's one person in particular I feel like's the smart pick, but I'm gonna wait on it because
Can I guess?
Yeah, I'll tell you if you draft him or not.
Ooh, you're not gonna tell me if I pick it, if I guess it right now?
Yeah, I'll tell you if you guess it.
Bilal?
No, but that's a good one.
Okay,
that's a good one.
I didn't know. Cause,
that dude just to beat Burns, he's so good.
Bilal?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Did you watch that fight? It wasn't. It was like,
It was unanimous though, right?
yeah.
Gotcha.
But-
So it wasn't.
So let me walk you through. That was a
Okay.
5-round fight.
Yeah.
I believe it was 5 rounds.
Yeah, it was 5 round.
Round number 1,
Yeah.
like 2 minutes into the round, Gilbert goes for a takedown, lands on his shoulder, and like not broke his shoulder, but fractured his shoulder.
Gotcha.
So Gilbert didn't throw his left hand for the rest of the 4 minutes.
Gotcha. So he was.
Gilbert was
He was
fighting with
handicapped.
just his backhand.
Gotcha. Okay.
He couldn't do takedowns
Gotcha.
anymore. He couldn't do he literally was just on the defense and then punching with his right hand.
Gotcha.
And I think Bilal had an injury too, but I mean, dude, Gilbert Burns
Oh, yeah, they said
to
something
go
about his
5
ankle.
rounds
Yeah.
with Bilal Muhammad and
That's right.
like it was.
Burns is a beast.
I think it would have been very different had Gilbert not gotten injured, and it was a
Right.
short notice fight for both of them too.
Right.
So that was.
I remember
It
seeing
wasn't
pics
their
of,
best.
Like Bilal's ankle was like.
And Bilal was
messed
out
up.
of shape too
Yeah.
because of Ramadan. He just
Right.
came off Ramadan and didn't go through a camp because of
Yeah.
Ramadan. So
And then 5 rounds is tough.
yeah,
in
they're not
general.
making him look pretty. I don't like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right. So you have Jamal Hill, right?
Yeah.
You have Jan.
I don't have Jan.
I'm gonna go for my first. So hold up. Let me go back to the list because I don't even remember who I got rid of. I know I got rid of Glover.
You can hold my list while you look at the thing if you want. Would that
Oh
make it
snap!
easier?
You're such a gracious God.
I got you.
So
Neither of us got Jan.
I'm gonna get rid of Glover for Yuri.
I like that
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of.
because if Yuri's ready by the end of the year, I
Yeah.
feel like he's gonna be the title shot dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Yuri
Yuri.
for my first swap.
That's a good pick. I'm gonna write that down.
Okay.
So drop in Glover for Yuri.
And I think
I'm surprised neither of us picked up Yuri to begin with.
I am too. I'm surprised you didn't be in such a.
I
you're,
love
riding
him.
that dude's jockstrap, dude.
Right. So this next pick, I feel like it's a freebie in a way for me because
I'm assuming we're going to the women's.
because Alexa Grasso is a champ right now, and neither of us have her.
I honestly don't even remember that fight. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't even remember that fight.
And I got to cover my tracks here because I lost a point with Valentina. So if I draft Alexa here, I get my point back.
Yeah, but you think they're gonna rematch that?
I think they will, but then I'm guaranteed my point. Alexa versus Valentina, I'll have both of them now.
Oh wait, so you're gonna keep both of them?
I'm gonna drop Francis and replace her with Grasso.
Oh, that's a good one.
So that way, if they run it back, I got a point from Grasso or Shevchenko.
Did you pick up Talia Santos?
I dropped her today.
Okay.
So dropping Francis, adding Grasso. So technically, I got 7 now. 7 points.
Okay.
So you're back up.
All right. So can I get my list back?
Yes.
Let me see that. Let me see who I'm getting rid of next. So I got rid of Glover.
Yep.
I think
That Yuri pick's good. I like that. He was on my radar.
Mhm.
That's a good pick.
I think the next person I'm gonna get rid of is Adrian Yanez.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to pick up Talia Santos.
Tyson. Okay. You gonna steal her from me?
Yeah,
I
I
like
think that's
that.
what I'm gonna do.
All right.
Because I really liked when she fought Shevchenko. I thought she beat Shevchenko.
That's valid. That's
I
valid.
mean, and
You
it
said
was
Adrian
really,
Yanez though, right?
Yeah, Yanez. Yeah, Adrian Yanez. As much as I like the dude fighting, it was kind of a risky thing to pick him.
Yeah.
And it was kind of just like I'm just gonna be a little risque when I
Right.
picked him. All right, so where are we going at for you next? Who are you dropping and who are you picking up?
Let's see. So I'm dropping Bo Nickel here, which is sad. But
He's not even in the top 15.
right, yeah, he's just not gonna get a title shot this year. He's too new. So let's scroll down to Amanda Nunes because they booked her against. I want to believe it was Irene Aldana. So I kind of need to
Let's
just
see what
stay
they're doing.
there.
Here,
Where's Aldana? Wow, she's ranked 5.
Irene Aldana.
I'm gonna draft Aldana just in case if she beats Nunes. I'd rather just have my tracks covered. So,
Is that the next fight for her?
Yeah, I want to say it's in June or July.
Nunes is fighting her?
Yeah,
Because you already have Nunes, right?
yeah. Which I would think Nunes would win, but I also thought Shevchenko was gonna beat Grasso. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to keep my people intact right here. So I'm dropping Nickel and adding Irene Aldana.
Okay.
So it's funny because in January I went 3 straight women, so I'm just keeping
Yeah.
the women track here with our draft.
Before we do that, I'm gonna go to upcoming events because I want to see what's been scheduled.
Yeah, you
so
can
far.
pull that up. That's what's cool about this. I feel like everything's booked like through July. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, so your bases are covered there. Whoever wins, if they don't fight for the rest of the year,
Right.
after June, but
I think everyone who we draft are gonna fight again though, because like
yeah,
they're not gonna just do a fight in June. So I'm
because it's
just
still
trying
November,
to,
December, and
right.
they like to put on some cards.
They like
during
to end the year.
Christmas. Yeah,
So whatever we do could still not be safe, just because the end of the year is
Yeah.
always more title defenses.
yeah. So that one. Is there any other fights that night that are Oliveira versus Dariush
That's gonna
co-main?
be
Bro,
a
take my
fight.
money, dude.
I can't wait for that.
Are they fighting in Canada? Isn't that where? Is Benio from Canada? I don't know.
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Oh, dude, I don't know what it is about that fight. That fight gets me off the couch, dude. Like that's a dope fight for me. Do fight night.
I could help pull up some championships. UFC 290 is Volkanovski versus Yair.
Which I got Volk, you got Yair, right?
Yep. And then
Co-main.
there's another title fight. You got Brandon Moreno versus Pantoja.
Which I have Moreno and you have Pantoja.
Yeah. So we're gonna be going at it.
Ooh.
That those 2 points could swing either way.
Yeah. Is there any other champ fights that night?
Let's see.
No, Whitaker.
Nope.
Okay. Holly Holm, Aspinall. Load more. Let's go. Dude, freaking. Oh, there it is, dude. 291. Poirier
That's
versus
a good
Gaethje
one,
for
yeah.
the BMF belt, dude, in Utah, bro. Because Justin's from freaking.
That's gonna be a fight.
Justin's from
And Jan
Arizona.
versus Alex is on that one as the co-main.
But that's not for a belt, right?
No, but that's probably for a number one contender.
Yeah. Whoever wins that fight's fighting for championship belt
Yeah.
next. In my mind.
Neither of us have Jan.
Something tells me that if Poirier or Gaethje, whichever one wins,
Yeah,
they're gonna be fighting for the belt next.
that's fair.
Because I mean, both those dudes are on winning streaks.
I got Poirier and no one's got Gaethje.
Who was Gaethje's last fight?
Gaethje's last fight.
Was it Michael Chandler? No.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, I don't remember who Gaethje's last fight was off the top of my head. I'm sure as soon as you say it, I'm gonna be like,
Right.
oh my gosh.
His last fight was against Fiziev.
Rafael Fiziev.
Yeah,
Oh, and he
that's right. UFC
destroyed
yeah,
Rafael Fiziev's face.
That's right.
And no one has Rafael Fiziev either.
No.
But you know,
Yeah.
Gaethje said, "Hey, bro, you better."
Yeah, that was on the Edwards Usman 3 card.
Yeah. All right. So then we have Sterling versus O'Malley, which I have Aljo, or do you have Aljo?
I have Aljo.
And you have O'Malley.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got a point there, pretty much. Young versus Lemos. Lemos? Do you have Lemos?
Lemos. I don't think I have Lemos.
So it's my turn to pick?
Amanda Lima. No, I don't have her. Yes, you
Nice.
are up because I have
I might snag her.
Grasso and Aldana.
I don't even know her, but I might pick her. To be determined.
And
Okay,
then
so
you
that's
got Yuri and Santos so far today. So we both have 2 more
Let's go
picks.
Here. Is Santos hurt by chance? You don't know off the top of your head.
I
you?
do not know.
I doubt it. So Amanda Lemos is number 4. Let me. You mind if I see my list again, Dylan?
Oh, no, you're okay.
Pull it up for me. Bro, Aaron Blanchfield. That's gonna be.
Dude,
a
I
good
was
one,
just
too.
looking at her too.
Aaron
If
Blanchfield's gonna
she's
be
one of those
good.
dudes. She could come in December and take the belt.
She's so savage.
That's what's scary.
All right,
Fiora's
so
at 2.
I dropped Adriana Yanez.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop Bryce Mitchell because Bryce Mitchell fights at what 135.
Yeah.
So he'd be
I
fighting
don't think he's gonna get a
Volk.
shot this year anyway.
Not this year, yeah, because he keeps getting injured and shit.
Right.
He's too busy worried about flat Earth stuff. I think I'm gonna drop Bryce Mitchell, my
Okay.
number 19. I'm gonna drop him, and I'm gonna pick up Amanda Lemos
I like that.
because I
That's a
don't.
smart pick.
Yeah, I don't know about Zhang Weili.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know? I gotta get something stacked up against you
Yeah.
in the women's division.
I like that. You
that's my
come
third
after
one.
my ladies.
Yeah.
Drop Mitchell and picking up Lemos. I like that. I'm gonna try to stay safe. I'm gonna drop. I already dropped Santos, but I'm gonna pick up Sergey Pavlovich for heavyweight because I think if
we're done here.
yeah, right there.
Sergey.
I
Yeah.
think if Jones steps down, Cyril, Sergey, or Stipe's got to be the favorite, and you already got Cyril and Stipe, so I need Sergey to have a chance of getting that point
Yep.
if John Jones steps down. So I'm gonna add Sergey.
I honestly think John fights one more time and vacates.
Very well could.
I think he fights Stipe. I think he beats Stipe,
Yeah,
and then he goes. There's no question.
right.
I'm the baddest motherfucker
Right.
ever.
Yeah, I proved my worth.
I mean,
but then at that point, it'd be Cyril versus Sergey probably, and that'd be a scrap.
right, but does that happen by the end of the week or the end of the year if
I don't know.
Stipe gets devastated? Because Stipe might retire at the end of that fight too.
Could.
Because I mean, essentially, in my opinion, when Stipe and John Jones fight, knowing that Francis is never coming back to the UFC,
Yeah.
like,
Right.
I mean, that is at that point that's for legacy. That's a legacy fight right
Yeah,
there
valid.
to see who is the baddest heavyweight ever.
Right.
Because Stipe is like would have been one of the most dominant heavyweight champs of all time, and
sure.
that's the division that you have the belt for the least amount of time.
And then Daniel Cormier's going to come back in December and get the belt.
Bro, Daniel Cormier is so out of shape, bro. He's so out of shape.
He can still get some takedowns.
It makes me sad, dude, how out of shape he is. I'm sure he can still destroy me.
Yeah.
But it's sad, to watch somebody who used to be
Right.
an athlete his whole life just like
That's fair.
become like the super heavyweight.
Yeah.
All right, so
We each got one pick left. So far, you got, let's see, you got Yuri, Tyler Santos, and Amanda Lemos.
yep.
I got Alexa Grasso, Irene Aldana, and Sergey Pavlovich.
Okay. Let's see what else we can do here. Wait, let me see my list again.
Yes,
I remember
sir.
who I'm going to drop now. That's the next hardest one.
So far, you dropped you dropped Glover, Yanez, and Mitchell.
Let's see my 135 division, what we got going on. Or 145. This is tough, man, because there's kind of...
All these champions can get rebooked for fights we don't know, is what
Yeah.
makes this like tough to project.
Yeah, because this last one I'm kind of like going out on a limb. Like, who do I want to get
Yeah.
rid of? What weight class is Ilya Topuria in?
Taporia, I want to say he was Volk, but I'm not positive. Yeah, he's Volkanovski right there. Yeah, number 9. Which he's got an upcoming fight against. I want to say Josh Emmett.
Yeah,
I believe.
yeah. So depending on how that one goes, but
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna take what I would say is a little bit safer in that division. I think I'm gonna drop Ilya Topuria.
Okay.
I was looking at dropping Brian Ortega, but I think Brian Ortega is so high up there that it's
Yeah.
I still want to keep him in my rings. I think I'm gonna drop Ilya Topuria, and I'm going to grab Max Holloway.
That's dope. I like that. Because then if Yair wins and you put Holloway in there, Holloway already beat Yair.
Right. Ortega, I think I think a lot of people can beat Yair.
Right.
Max, Brian Ortega. I think Volkanovski beats most of them too.
Yeah.
Because then really your only point that you could get there is Yair Rodriguez, right?
Right. Yep. Exactly.
Because that's the only person you have from that division.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't see anybody else beating any of them.
So let's see here. I kind of need
So that's my 4. So I picked up Talia Santos, Amanda Lemos,
Yeah. Yuri and Holloway.
and Holloway. Okay.
That's a good 4.
I really didn't have that many people to drop either,
No.
though.
Yeah.
I really it was like Glover, and then I like some of the riskier ones.
The
that I
whole point of
picked.
this, we did it because we lost Francis and Glover. That's what was
Yeah,
the idea of this.
yeah.
draft.
Glover retired, and
Francis
and
never
so did-
came back.
and Francis,
Francis
you know.
never fought while he was on my team.
At least Glover fought again.
yeah. At least you had a
and
fight.
that fight for Jamal Hill,
It was a banger.
dude, so good.
It was a banger for sure. So my last pick, let's see. So far, I got Grasso, who's a champ. I got Aldana. I got Pavlovich. I'm dropping Suarez. The only champ I don't have going against you is Adesanya. So let's go to Adesanya's division. I gotta just get lucky here because he just rules this division now.
And I've got
You got Whitaker.
Yeah, Pereira's not going to be in that division anymore.
So I know Vittori and Cannonier got scheduled.
So does Costa, I believe, and
Yeah.
Duplessis, Strickland.
I think I need to go with who I think would win Vittori and Cannonier because whoever wins that upcoming main event's probably going to get the next title shot.
Ooh, Vittori versus Cannonier.
And I don't think either of them beat Izzy, but I just need a title shot.
Vittori definitely has already fought Izzy, so
Yeah.
and
And Cannonier.
well, yeah, but at least I feel better about Jared Cannonier. I feel like he put up a better fight against Izzy than
Yeah, Vittori's not a winner to me. I think Cannonier has a better shot of beating Izzy because of his hands.
yeah.
So I'm gonna.
He almost seemed scared of Izzy though when they fought. Though.
Yeah.
It was weird.
He might have been like like on the moment, like freezing up.
Well, he was trying to be smarter because
Yeah.
he can definitely be crazy if he wanted to. But
So I'm gonna go
Izzy's a
Cannonier.
sniper.
I just need him to get a title shot. I think he'll beat Vittori, so I'm hoping that's like the December thing where they do like 3. That's
Dude.
what's crazy too to think about. Is normally the last pay per view every December is like a 3 title fight thing. That title pay per view is probably gonna decide who wins this. Because if 3 titles are on the line, we're definitely gonna have to link up for that one.
I think Jared Cannonier should go up to light heavyweight.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be tight. Imagine him versus Jamal Hill, dude.
Yeah.
But the problem is Jared Cannonier is not long enough for light heavyweight.
Right.
I don't think. Especially when you got people like Johnny Walker who are
Yeah.
like freaking so giant.
That's fair. He used to be a heavyweight though, so
Johnny Walker?
no, a Cannoneer.
Oh yeah.
So
That's fair.
I don't know.
He dropped 2 weight classes?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's crazy though, because the last pay per view is probably gonna decide who wins or loses this bet, since there's normally
Yeah.
2 or 3 title fights on the last card. So
Dude, it's so good.
and it's 6
so
to
you're
4.
ahead. You're ahead as of right now, 6-4.
Well, now 7 because I got Grasso. So
my
7 to
gosh.
4.
Oh my gosh.
7 to 4.
So let's go through here. You have currently, I have Brandon Moreno.
Yeah. I got
Uh,
Aljo.
You got Aljamain.
You got Volk.
Volk. Mm-hmm.
And then you got Islam.
So that's 3.
I got Leon.
Yep, 2 for you.
You got Izzy.
Yep,
I got Jamal Hill.
yep.
I got John Jones. And I got all the ladies.
Amanda Nunes.
Whaley and Grasso.
So literally, like, you're gonna be, your winning is really determined by what happens in the women's
I
division.
need the ladies to keep their titles.
Yeah, because you've picked a lot more women than I did.
Yeah.
And I tried to pick some women on mine that will give you problems.
Right.
Like Zhang, the women's strawweight with Zhang Weili and the women's flyweight with Alexa
Yeah.
Grasso. Those ones are going to be a toss up
Right.
because I picked people that Lemos is scheduled to fight.
Yeah.
Zhang Weili
And you got Santos, which is always dangerous.
yeah.
I kind of wish one of us had Blanchfield. Blanchfield could be that person that comes in December and just steals the title. But then neither of us would get the point, so it balances out.
Well, she stole Molly Meatball's thunder.
She did. She did.
Yeah, like epically, like beat the brakes off
Yeah.
of Molly
Had her in that
Meatball.
crucifix.
And just in the first round stoppage,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And she hit that thing like it was easy, dude.
Yeah.
She walked away like freaking like a Steph Curry 3, dude.
I love this. This makes UFC UFC was already enjoyable, but
Yeah.
like this is such a good concept.
Yeah. Do you want to go over some of the past events
Yeah,
that
that's fine with
happened since the beginning of this year?
Yeah.
All right. So Dern versus Hill. I wonder if that was a good fight. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I missed all yesterday. That's someone who's gonna get drafted high next year. Because he's been doing light heavyweight and heavyweight.
Yeah.
And he's just been
What's his
finishing
name again?
dudes. Jailton Almeida.
Okay. Versus Rosenstruck. Who won that one?
Rosenstrike looks just like Derek Lewis, does he not?
Yeah. Like his brother?
Yeah, Almeida finished him. I want to say round 1.
No shit, dude.
Yeah, he's just a finisher.
Yeah. Nice.
He's been like a minus like 500 in like every UFC fight.
Sterling versus Cejudo, though.
It was fun.
If I could get my money back, I would.
Gotcha.
Because Burns versus Bilal Muhammad
Yeah.
was rather underwhelming of a fight.
Yeah.
Because it really honestly made me sad. Like when you like watch these two dudes who are like, when normally they have a full camp and are like in their best shape, like dude, they freaking. I mean, Bilal I know less about. I've seen less of his fights, but I
You're a
mean
big
for
Burns
sure,
fan.
Burns is savage.
Yeah.
And then it was underwhelming to me. Let's keep going. I'm kind of more interested in Holloway versus Brandon Allen. I mean,
Arnold Allen.
Arnold Allen. What did I say? Brandon Allen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brandon. Both good fighters.
Holloway wrecked him, didn't he?
Dude, it's just if it's not Volkanovski, Holloway gets the job done. It's just every.
Is that how that fight went? If I'm right.
Yeah, he cruise controlled it
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, Holloway just showed that there's levels to it. Brandon Allen, or why do I keep saying that? Arnold Allen. Like that was a close one if I remember right.
Yeah.
As far as like when I say close, like Holloway beat him for sure.
Yeah.
But I remember,
it wasn't like a
but I-
10-8 every round type.
Right,
Like
and-
Allen's stock still went up.
and
even though
he
lost.
looked great. He
Yeah.
looked like he if it wasn't not Max Holloway standing in front of him would have
Right.
been well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Pereira versus Adesanya.
That was
oh
a good
my
fight.
god.
That was a great
Oh
fight.
my god, dude.
When Izzy played Possum
Izzy
on the cage,
Adesanya, dude. Oh
He
my
played
god.
Possum.
Because we watched that together, didn't we?
We did.
Bro, I held my hands on my face. I was like, I felt like Joe Rogan. I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Either that or I went quiet. One of the two. It was just like
it was
so
loud.
like it happened like I remember it when something like that happens, you just kind of like
I
you're like
felt
you have
frozen.
your brain doesn't like can't comprehend what just, it's
Yeah.
almost like we got knocked out too for a second.
Yeah.
Cuz like I'm like watching it and you just see this dude that like I was like, "Oh no, he's going after Izzy. Oh, he's teeing off on his
Yeah. Izzy
You know what I mean?
really played possum, and he's like, "Nah, I'm not gonna let you rewrite history." And just
And dude, every time he's ever caught Pereira was
Yeah.
doing the same thing, and he goes, "Cool, we're gonna fish that out of him then."
right.
And dude, that was freaking
That was a great
impressive.
fight.
Because I thought Izzy's leg was compromised.
Yeah.
Pereira was landing a lot of
Yeah.
calf kicks, dude.
I think Alex is gonna do good at light heavyweight though.
For sure. For sure.
I wanna
I think
see
that's
him
why
at-
he was wrecking so well at 185
Yeah.
is because he was like killing
Him
himself.
and
to make
Jan,
that weight.
that's a fight I'm really looking forward to.
That's going to be good. Now, Sandhagen versus Cheeto, I thought that fight was going to go very different. It seems
Yeah.
like Cheeto just wasn't there for that.
No,
I
and
know
it's
he's
weird
a
'cause-
slow starter, but he
Yeah.
seems like he was a slow starter for 5 rounds.
Yeah, that's fair.
And Corey Sandhagen, dude, oh my God, is that guy hard
He's
to
fun.
like? He throws no patterns. You can't understand his
Yeah.
footwork. Like he's just as soon as you think you're gonna hit him, he's gone.
I know
Like, was
he
just
always
so
has a game
good.
plan, but watching him, it always looks like he doesn't. Like he just does completely like what you expect. He does the opposite type.
Dude, it's like trying to catch. You know those flies that are impossible to catch.
Every
Literally,
fly ever.
Bro, you know what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
Like there's like the mosquitoes that ones that like you smack them, they're dead for certain.
Right.
And then there's those ones where it's just like you have to have a strategy.
Yeah.
I feel like Sandhagen's like one of those flies, bro. He just like, oop, I'm gone.
Yep.
Oop, I'm gone.
Yeah,
But you thought
he's in
but
big
you-
damage.
Yeah, he's so good. Let's go. What's up next? Edwards versus Usman 3.
Oh yeah. Edwards just controlled the whole fight.
It seems like Kamaru had an injury to me.
It's tough to say.
I don't know. It just, I mean, maybe I'm making excuses for the guy.
Yeah.
But like to me, Usman's so, he's in the GOAT conversation.
For sure.
And
But then you drop 2 in a row.
yeah,
So who's Edwards get next now?
I
Colby
really
or
want to see him
Chimaev?
fight Covington.
Yeah.
But Covington hasn't got a W in a freaking minute. Who's the last person that Covington won against?
I want to say Jorge.
Yeah, and that was
Yeah.
what? How long ago?
Right.
It feels like it was forever ago.
That's what I'm saying. Chimaev should get the title shot since everyone's ducking him.
Let's go.
Chimaev and Edwards.
Let's go. Chimaev wins that for certain, and then Usman comes in and says, "Here's Daddy." I think Usman Chimaev would be a better first one.
Yeah.
Like that, I'm wanting to see that more. But the problem is I wanted to see that while Usman's got the belt.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
And then the other thing on the flip side, who does Usman fight next? He's beat everyone in this division besides Edwards, and they're not going to give him 3 title shots in a row.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I don't know who Edwards or who
That's a good
Usman's
point.
going to fight.
That's going to be a toss-up. That's going to be, I think maybe Bilal versus Khamzat,
Yeah.
maybe. That'd be a big fight.
Or maybe
Do
Usman
that in
versus Bilal.
Dubai, dude.
Yeah.
Do that in Dubai.
Usman versus Bilal could happen too, since Bilal's on a win streak.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be good. I want to see maybe Covington versus. I mean, any of those fights are great.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a single fight.
Yeah.
The problem is I think if Edwards fights almost any other person in that division, I think it's going to be a very difficult fight for him.
Yeah.
I don't see him as being this big devastator, in my view. But I
Yeah.
mean, maybe I'm wrong, and I'd be okay with being wrong too. I'm totally cool with being
Right.
wrong in the sport. All right. Marab Davashvili versus.
I'm surprised
Kirian.
neither of us drafted him. He's
Merab?
just a chain wrestler.
Because it depends on what happens with
Aljo.
Aljo. Yeah.
Because he doesn't
'Cause-
want to fight Aljo for the belt.
No, he'll keep the number 1 contender spot.
But if Aljo leaves, he could wrestle anyone in that division.
Didn't Aljo say something about going up in weight too?
He's talking about retiring if he gets bored.
But I think Aljo said he's going to take the same path as Cejudo.
Yeah, he was talking
He's
about
like,
that. But then when he
beat
beat
O'Malley.
Cejudo, he's like, I might even just leave
But he-
altogether.
Well, I think that after the Cejudo fight, he's like, fight Cejudo, beat Cejudo, fight O'Malley, beat O'Malley.
Yeah.
Then fight. Did he say fight? Because they're at what 135.
Yeah.
Go up and fight Volk.
Bro.
Bro, that would be crazy. But I don't think Aljo wants to vacate the belt to do it.
Yeah. He wants to keep it.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Dude, could you imagine that's the last fight of the year?
Yeah.
Frickin'
Volk
versus
Aljo.
Aljo, bro. Who's winning that fight?
I'd go Volk.
Oh man, I don't know.
Once you see Volk move up and almost beat Islam,
Oh, I don't know. He is big.
it would be tough for Aljo to move up and beat that same type
Yeah,
of...
but dude, if I'm just saying, you give Islam your back, okay. I get he's great with. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But Aljamain is a backpack,
He
dude.
is.
He's freaking Dora the
All
Explorer.
of
with the
Islam
backpack.
submissions though, so like to me, it's impressive that Volk even made it to this decision.
Yeah, but Islam isn't known for like being the best. I mean, he's a really, really good submission artist. Don't get me wrong, but
Alja's that dude too.
if he got your back, and then there's a guy who's even better at doing that and better at submitting people from that position, and he gets on your back, dude.
Yeah.
And it's not like Aljamain's small either.
Yeah.
Aljamain is a big dude for 135. Like that's impressive to me that he ever gets to 135.
I know they can't do it because you got to go up to weight, but I wish like if Aljo fought Volk, I wish it was for both titles on the line. Like I know they can't do it because they're in different weights.
Yeah.
But like that would be a huge swing
for all the money, dude.
Yeah,
all
that's
the money.
A 2-point swing out of 11 max points.
Dude,
you know,
dude, we'd be watching that for certain.
Yeah, Marab could be a champ by the end of the year though.
That is not because
if Sterling moves up, who's going to beat Marab?
If Sterling moves up, he might actually move up and vacate the belt like John Jones did, so that Marab can have a shot at it. Because I mean, that would be like the bro thing to do.
For sure.
Like if you're gonna move up and hold up that division to move up, like for his bro, he might do that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Marab's going to end up being a champion. He just gets points. Now.
Yeah.
I already see it coming now.
I could see that happening. honestly, I could see that happening. He's so good.
He had like 10 takedowns against Jan.
Dude, I mean, he's already the champion of the most fucked up nose in the UFC. Oh man, Gone versus Jones. John Jones, bro.
Dude, he
There's
literally.
no question. There's no question anymore.
No, there's not.
GOAT status.
To absorb 0 significant strikes in a title fight against.
I mean, the dude could have fought Francis Ngannou right after that fight.
Yeah. And I was high.
Untouched.
Like, I was so high on Cyril Gane. I remember, like, our first podcast ever, I was like, okay, this dude's going to be one of the best heavyweights
He
ever.
still is.
Yeah.
He still is. There's just levels to it.
Yeah. John Jones literally stopped the hype train.
John Jones' wrestling, dude. His wrestling and his... I don't even know, John. I don't know what it is about John Jones that makes him so great.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I can't place my finger on it. But, like, the dude is just... I mean, his style is look-see-do.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just what he does.
Right.
He sees things that he likes.
Yeah.
And he kind of just, like... It's almost like he crafted his own style of winning.
Right.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah. I'm
It's
kind of
like, I'm not a
nervous.
jiu-jitsu dude. I'm not a freaking... Bro, let's talk about this while we're on the topic of John Jones. The fucking John Jones versus what's the boxer's name? Tyson Fury that they've been talking.
Yeah,
that was hilarious to me when he's like
always entertaining.
Tyson Fury, who's been on Joe Rogan's podcast, heard that on Joe Rogan's podcast talking about how John Jones put Tyson Fury and John Jones in a room, and I guarantee you John Jones walks out of that room, like to the death, like John Jones is that guy. And then Tyson Fury went off and was like, "Oh, that fucking bald small dude, Joe Rogan said that da 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 da. There's not a man that has been born from a mother that can that would walk out of that room with me or whatever, or something like that."
Yeah.
And then John Jones is like, "All right, buddy, let's step into a cage." And he goes, "Oh, I'm a boxer. I'm not a cage fighter." And I was like, "Bro, Tyson Fury's crazy."
Yeah,
Tyson Fury's crazy.
He is different.
John Jones said for certain, like he literally was like giving him respect, like 100% you'd beat me in a boxing match.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
you come to the octagon, I'm killing you.
Right,
like you're dead.
Yeah, it's a whole different levels.
You cannot convince me that Tyson Fury would even stand a chance against John Jones.
I agree.
If Cyril Gane,
yeah,
if all the competition that John Jones faced, it would, the only way would be as if John Jones went into that fight and just wanted to box with him in a UFC fight. And John Jones is going to do that. He's going to grab a hold of him, throw him to the ground, take all of his weapons away, and then John Jones is going to submit him in the first round, in my opinion.
What kind of makes me nervous about our draft, because right now I'm up 7-4, which is dope, but there's a good chance John Jones and Aljo win their next fight and vacate it. So I could very well go from 7-4 to 5-4, and then right there it's just a swing of the pendulum.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting second half of the year.
Because John Jones and Aljo are their biggest opponents. Like, I think they could run through the divisions, but they're getting bored or they're getting older. So I could see both of them like, yeah, I'm too good here. I'm leaving.
I still think Sterling's got a lot to go. I believe.
It just scares me when a fighter's already like talking about, oh, I could retire.
Yeah.
Because when you got one foot in the door.
Well, I think Aljamain likes doing all the other stuff he does. I think he likes teaching. I think he likes helping friends. I think he likes doing his podcast and stuff like that.
I'm just saying it's closer than 7-4 indicates. Because these two dudes.
It's 7-4 in May
Right.
May 21st, 2023.
With hearing news in May that these dudes could step down, in my head it's already 5-4. Like I'm already like preparing, so it's really a swing.
It's 7-4 today,
right?
But that's like a 7-4 made
don't
out of
feel
tissue
safe
paper.
at all.
You got a house of cards, bro.
Right.
I'm just saying.
I don't feel safe at all.
I feel like I'm trying to spring load my 4, dude, so that way it could be 8 by the end of the year.
Exactly.
All right, so that was Muniz versus Allen.
And we drafted a little bit different today too, which I thought was cool. I was trying to keep my belts, and you were trying to draft people in my division to steal my belts. So we had 2 different targets, which was cool.
So Andrade versus Blanchfield?
Blanchfield dominated.
Was it a decision fight because Andrade recently got KO'd, didn't she?
Yeah, I want to say click on it. I'm pretty sure Blanchfield finished her. I just want to make sure we're 100% right.
Let's see, main card. Submission in round 2. But Andrade recently, who did she recently fight where she got KO'd?
Who did she fight
recently? Pull it up on your phone?
She's fought like 3 people already this year.
Because that was hella impressive. The person that knocked her out. Like KO'd her first round, dude. To see freaking Andrade laying on her back like that. Because I remember it was that last, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, it was Jan. It was on the Sterling Cejudo. I don't know what I'm saying. Jan X.
Yeah, that person. Okay, so Zion and Jan.
That was so. Andrade's been finished back-to-back fights now.
Yeah, no good. Makhachev versus Volkanovski. That was a really good fight.
Was a good fight. No one's gonna beat Islam, bro.
You know, a lot of people think that Volkanovski won that, and I remember watching that fight, and as soon as they're like the judges have stopped the contest or have come to a decision or whatever the phrases they use, and I literally looked over to the buddies I was watching it with, and I'm like, it's either Makhachev by split or it's a majority draw. And they're like, and I remember saying that because one of the guys I was watching with, he literally was like, they're not going to do a draw in a title fight. And I'm like, I don't think so either, but that was really close.
Yeah.
And so they picked Makhachev, which I feel was the right decision.
Yeah.
Having watched it and scored it using UFC things. Now, if you're somebody watching that fight and you're just scoring it based upon, like if it was like a street fight, Volkanovski started to win the 4th and 5th, and Makhachev was kind of just being defensive to try and take those off. I think in a no time limit, no rounds or anything like that, I think Volkanovski wins that actual fight. Yeah, Volkanovski's he's just built different.
I think you're pretty safe in that division because you got Islam, and then in my opinion, I think whoever wins that Oliverium, Dariush gets Islam probably in like November, December. So I think you got that point locked up.
I think that even though Volkanovski lost that fight against Makhachev, I think if we're talking about GOATs in the UFC, I think Volkanovski should be talked about.
Yeah, because you can't be mad at someone for moving up divisions and losing.
And a close fight.
Right. Yeah, it's not like you got manhandled.
And honestly, because didn't they offer him a rematch and Makhachev? Also, there was controversy that Makhachev did an IV to rehydrate too, which is that's a little sketch.
Yeah, stuff's always tough to like.
Yeah. And Volkanovski looked way stronger than Makhachev in that fight.
He did.
And I remember Volkanovski was like after the first round, Volkanovski's like, he's not even strong. He's not even that strong.
He's just unbothered.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think Volkanovski's definitely in the GOAT conversation. There's just something about that dude. After that Ortega fight, dude.
Yeah.
I can't
unsee
that
for him.
Yeah, I love me some Volkanovski. He's a great follow on Instagram. January 1st, 2021 or 21 of 2023. That was Glover versus Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill's a badass. Yeah. That fight, I did not see it going that way. Yeah. I saw Glover.
This was huge for our draft because this was vacant. Remember from Yuri, so one of us were going to get a point from that guaranteed.
And I after seeing Glover versus Yuri, where he beat the brakes off Yuri the whole time, I was like, Glover's going to win this fight. Yeah, and Jamal Hill said, and it was in Brazil too. Yeah, stop playing with me.
I really think Jamal Hill's the best striker in light heavyweight.
Because that was when Brandon Moreno was that the same fight where he dropped Kai Kara France with a body kick. Let's see. Oh, Brandon Moreno, Dr. Stoppage. Yeah, and then Brandon Moreno celebrated getting the belt back from that.
We had 2 belts on the line that night.
That one made me sad because that was starting to be a really good fight.
Yeah,
and Brandon Moreno's eyes swole close. Or not Brandon Moreno, Davison Figueiredo. Yeah. His eyes swole close. I said that backwards. I wanted that fight to go a little bit longer. Brandon Moreno might be one of my favorite fighters of all time.
I get that. That's how I feel about Jamal Hill.
One of your favorites of all time?
Yeah. I don't know about all time, but like out right now, because I've been following him since he was on Dana White Contender Series. Yeah. Just his striking and combos. He just flows.
My personal thought is that Brandon Moreno, when he got Figgy's back. First of all, I remember watching the first fight, Figgy versus Brandon Moreno, and I was like, "Oh, Figgy's about to starch this dude."
Yeah.
And then Brandon Moreno made a name for himself from like that was right after Cejudo. Was Cejudo left that? No, because that's 125. Somebody left that division, I thought. I don't remember, but
I was getting into it around Figgy and Moreno's first one. So.
Right. Yeah. So we watched their first fight, and I was like, "Oh my god, how is this dude like?" It was so close.
Yeah.
That was when that was the draw.
Yeah.
And we watched the draw fight, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like this is intense."
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
Before them.
And Brandon Moreno, like he won me over as a fan then, and then their next fight, he took his back and choked him out in the second, bro. Were you there when we watched that?
I was there for the
second one where he choked him.
Yeah.
Bro, I've never been like so close to like crying during a UFC fight. Watching Brandon Moreno, like the camera angle that they had of Brandon
I remember that.
standing up after the Figgy tapped, and he's walking around the ring before the ring was even open. He's just looking around at the crowd.
Yep.
He was just looking around at the crowd. And then he realized
Taking it
what he
all
had
in.
done, and he just fucking like collapsed in the middle of the ring and started like sobbing, not crying,
Right.
sobbing like.
Oh, it was
boo-hooing. Cejudo because he was double
2018 to
champ.
2020, yeah.
Because he was double champ, so he left, he retired, and then that's when Figgy stepped up.
Right.
Dude,
And then Mighty Mouse held it for a while, right?
yeah, Mighty Mouse. Yeah, I wish he would have stayed, but.
Can you imagine Mighty Mouse and Brandon Moreno?
Oof.
Like, that would be crazy.
Oof. I think Mighty Mouse gets it done though.
Yeah.
To be honest,
That would be a
as somebody who loves Brandon Moreno, but, dude, I just think that moment, seeing Brandon Moreno like sob in the middle of the octagon, and then like they put the belt around him, and he's just like crying, like I think even Joe Rogan interviewing him was like crying a little bit because it's just so cool. He was the first
Passion.
Mexican-born UFC champ.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's
epic,
really cool.
epic. Viva la Mexico that night, dude.
Sure.
Freaking, man, that was the best.
And then the next
that was the
fight
best moment.
That crazy split decision. The next time they re-went, remember they were like they gave it to Figgy.
And even you put money on Figgy on that
Yeah.
one, and you were like,
I was like, I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
'Cause normally if it's that close, you got to give it to the champ.
because that was when Ciro Gon fought Francis.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it was a big
Francis
card.
Nurmagomedov won.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that one, I was like, wow, like Ciro Gon nobody was expecting
No.
Francis to wrestle.
No, it was 2-2 going to the fifth round, and Francis like, I'm gonna sit on him.
Yep.
And he did
just,
that.
Just threw it, dude. That's like watching a cow throw another cow, bro. It's just so much beef hitting the mats, dude. It was
Back
insane.
at the barnyard.
Literally. Oh, literally. So, that was insane. Well, I don't think there was any other ones.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Uncle
Yep.
Iov Lahanovich.
That was in
and then now we're
December.
in December. Yep. Bro, epic fights, bro.
Love this sport.
So talk me through who he dropped and who he picked up again.
All right. So to recap, I dropped Francis Nurmagomedov. I dropped Tyler Santos, Tatiana Suarez, and Bo Nickel. And I drafted Alexa Grasso, Irene Aldana, Sergey Pavlovich, and Jared Cannonier.
Okay.
And then Ryan dropped Glover Teixeira. He dropped Adrian Yanez, Bryce Mitchell, and Ilya Taporia. And he picked up Yuri, Tyler Santos, Amanda Lemos, and Max Holloway.
I feel like I made some solid.
Yeah, we added 8 good people
Potentials.
today.
Yeah.
Yuri was definitely on my radar today. He was, because I got Jamal Hill, so I was like, once he comes back, I don't think they should just make Yuri fight someone. I think they should just give him a title shot because he never lost it.
Yeah, he vacated it because of a shoulder injury. He
Yeah.
goes, I'm not going to hold this
I
division.
think when he comes back, he should just jump.
He would still
straight.
be champ right now.
Yeah,
He would still be champ right now.
because they would have gave him Glover and
Somebody else, what's his name? Yeah, Glover probably would have held on to rematch for that.
right,
I imagine he wouldn't have fought Jamal Hill.
right,
Well, maybe for the interim.
maybe.
But I think Glover was just getting to that point where he's like, no, I'm good, dude.
Yeah, so I'll have to make a new graphic and send that later to you.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Dope. What was the other UFC thing I was going to talk about?
You said you had a story.
Oh, yeah. So I started watching the McGregor documentary on Netflix
Okay.
today. Bro, it's pretty good.
I'll have to check
It's
it
pretty
out.
good.
I'm excited for him and Chandler. I just saw that McGregor entered USADA to start making
Bro,
sure.
his face looks different.
Yeah, that's why I'm curious how he's gonna go
He's
in that.
for certain been on supplements.
Right.
He's
He
for
just
certain
entered
been
the
on.
program like 2 days ago. So
He would be pissing very warm.
right.
When your face changes like that, he's on sauce.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind.
Do you think he beats Chandler?
I do.
That's gonna be a scrap.
I think he does. I think Chandler's chin can't withstand Connor's left hand.
Yeah.
I
think
think about this. Oliveira, who TKO'd
Right.
Michael Chandler
Right.
with his lead left hand,
Yeah.
is going to fight Connor, who is
Yeah.
southpaw.
Yeah. It's valid.
And not only is he southpaw, but that left hand
Right.
is that's like a 50 caliber sniper rifle.
Yeah.
That thing is going to.
Chandler comes in pretty reckless too, and we've seen Poirier finish McGregor.
Yeah,
I think
but Chandler's
takeaway-
biggest thing is wrestling, right?
Yeah, he's got some reckless hands though.
But I think that Connor's going to have the range.
Yeah.
And I just don't see. I think Chandler's too short and too stocky for
Yeah.
Connor. And I think Connor, coming off of the sauce with a titanium bone in his leg,
Right.
I think Connor's going to beat the brakes off of Chandler.
I think
personally.
given where both of them are in their careers, I think the smart thing to do is just us to take as much money as we can and put it on fight doesn't go to the judges' scorecards.
Yeah,
Because
right?
no way that thing lasts 3 rounds.
I'd be surprised.
I mean, someone's getting finished.
You know what I'd love to see? I'd love to see Connor beat Chandler. I'd love to see him fight Nate Diaz again, and then I'd love to see if he beats Nate Diaz, which probably would happen. I think Nate Diaz is not the fighter he used to be, but also like I don't think he cares about fighting anymore. I think he just wants the bag, which he would fight Connor again for.
Right, that'd be a
I
bad.
mean, that's why he's fighting Jake Paul.
Yeah.
And then I imagine Connor would probably fight somebody in the top 3, if not the champion at that point, because they're going to try and milk
Yeah,
that
they
cash
gotcha.
cow as long as they
Yeah.
can.
I think I talked myself into a future bet for a fight not goes to decision.
Yeah.
Because I don't see that going to the judges' scorecard.
Who would you put your money on for that fight? Chandler versus
I don't
Connor?
know. And it's like, why would you though? I would just bet on one of them to get finished at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because those dudes are reckless.
You probably have to bet a lot of money to win anything off that, though.
Yeah, I'd
'Cause
have to see what it's at.
Yeah. What's another fight that's happening later this year?
Oh, we pretty much ran through the ones
Gaethje
with the title
Poirier,
fights. I'm
dude.
excited for that.
Gaethje Poirier is probably the most exciting fight besides Beneil Dariush and Charles Oliveira to me.
I'm gonna
Both of
go
those.
Poirier though.
Poirier?
I like Gaethje, but I think Poirier's gonna have I don't know. It's tough. I just wish Gaethje used his wrestling.
So here's my thought. So Dustin Poirier, incredibly well-rounded fighter.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu black belt, quote, allegedly. And he's going to fight Justin Gaethje.
Yeah.
Justin Gaethje, incredible stand-up game, just like Dustin Poirier.
Right.
They both have a good mix of combination of their hands and their feet, kicking calf kicks,
Yeah.
body kicks, all that stuff. I think Gaethje has better hands.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's much better than Dustin Poirier. I think Justin Gaethje just hits harder.
Yeah.
I think that if Poirier tries to take Gaethje down, Gaethje's takedown defense, because he said he was a defensive wrestler.
Yeah.
I think that Gaethje's not going to the ground. I think it stays standing, and then I think it's really just does Dustin put enough volume on Gaethje,
Yeah.
or does Gaethje land over really powerful shots against Poirier? I honestly think that fight goes to decision
Okay. I like that.
because
Good
I think it's going to be so close
Yeah.
that they're both going to be very aware of it. If it's it's not a 3-round fight, but
No,
if it was a
it'll-
3-round
yeah.
fight, I would be very confident that it would go to decision.
Right. 5 rounds
If
makes it
Chandler versus Gaethje went to decision, I
Right.
would say that's going to happen. Do you think Poirier, if Poirier and Chandler, have they fought?
Yeah. Poirier won.
Yeah, he took his back and choked
Yeah.
him.
Remember, because Chandler was
Yeah.
like doing the fish hook thing.
Yeah. Now I remember that.
Yeah, I lean Poirier a little bit. Most excited, I'm looking for Jan and Alex Pereira. I want to see how Pereira does it like heavyweight.
Yeah.
And Jan's a big welcome to the vision type fight.
Yeah. I think Jan wins that fight.
I think so.
Yeah, I think Jan's been at that weight for so long, and he's honestly he's bigger. He's bigger
Right.
than Pereira.
Yeah.
Pereira might be taller or longer.
Yeah.
But I think
And they
Jan's
both
going to
got
be so
power,
much stronger.
so that's another one of those
Yeah.
fights not going to the decision, probably.
Yeah. I don't think that one goes to decision. If it did, it would be because Jan holds Pereira down and just does Khabib style ground and pound.
Which I want to see like how Pereira's defense is, because I mean he's been in a division where he's bigger than everyone, so he hasn't had to overcome any of that.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good year of fights, though. I'm excited. Yeah, I think that this champion thing is gonna be up in the air at
It
the end
is.
of this.
I'm not confident, even though I'm up 7-4.
What do we do if we tie? Do we both we just both lose at that point?
Yeah, or we both win. If we tie, we could both dress up. That's fine with me.
Okay, but
The title's gonna have to be vacant because there's 11 champions.
maybe okay. If we both, so if it's a tie, then we both lose, or do we both win?
It's up to you. You're the host.
No, dude. This is your game, dude.
I say we both lose.
Both lose. Okay, so now if
we
we
tie.
both lose, that means I get to dress you up and you get to dress me
Right.
up. Let's go
Exactly.
crazy. That sounds
Right.
more fun.
All right. If we lose,
Okay. All right. Because I'm assuming both of us are just going to dress the other person up like a girl.
100%.
Yeah.
That's my thought process.
Nothing that can't be removed though. Like I'm not painting my fingernails.
No, valid. Valid.
I'm not doing eyelashes.
Yeah.
I'm not doing dumb shit like that. No, I'm not doing that. Clothes only. Yeah. No, I'm not doing paint. I'm not doing paint like women. Yeah.
That's what's. I don't think there's. I mean, it could because Francis or Aljo could vacate title, but since there's 11 champions, the chances of us tying, with the odd number, but 2 of my champions could retire. Or
It could be
move on.
5-5.
Right. It could be.
You could lose 2 and I could go up 1.
Right.
I mean,
I could be 4. You could be 5. I lose.
It could be 1-7.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be 1-8.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's so hard
It
to
is.
tell. I
It
mean, I
is.
think that the likelihood that happens, I
Yeah.
think it's going to be pretty close.
Yeah.
I think winner will win by 1 or 2 champs.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the possibility of it tying is pretty high
Yeah. Could be.
because I mean, it's 11 champions, but that's a
Yeah.
toss up. I mean, it really all depends on how the. I mean, we're relying on a lot of different things to win
Yeah.
that. But this is fun, man. It's
It
a good
is.
time. I hope we do this from now on.
I'm down.
It's my favorite.
We have a whole half a year of fights we don't know about,
Yeah.
which
Yep.
is insane.
And we're guessing off of fights that are scheduled, but
Yeah.
how many times do fights fall
Yeah.
through?
And it's so funny. Like I recommend, if you're a UFC fan, I recommend doing this because anytime off camera a title fight gets announced, Ryan texts me or I text Ryan "Yo, look at this now." It just makes the whole sport more entertaining.
It really does. It really does. It makes it easier to stay up till 2 a.m. if you live on the East Coast.
Right.
It makes it so much easier because then
Yeah.
you're like, "Yo, I've got to wear girls' clothes if I don't."
Valid. Yeah,
if,
for sure,
if,
bro.
if Aljamain don't win tonight, that's
Yeah.
for you. But yeah, still. But all right, Dylan, we got a little bit past an hour. I mean, I know we don't really schedule a time for this, but I think these good follow up podcasts.
Yeah, it was good. Thanks for having me, man.
All right, and then are we gonna do this one more time before?
Yeah, maybe a recap one.
Okay,
Maybe sometime.
like a regular
December.
recap one.
Maybe an updated in December, right before the last pay per view, because I'm sure it's gonna come down to the last pay per view. Probably.
We'll have to wait and see. Maybe we do one in September.
Okay.
Something that's
I'm cool with
cuts the difference halfway between the
Yeah.
end of the year and then.
That way,
Okay.
more fights are announced by then.
Yeah.
The last.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm cool
But
with that.
no more dropping people
No,
at that
we're
point.
locked in.
Yeah, we're locked in now. This is our list right now is our final list.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I might regret saying that now. But all right, Dylan, thanks for doing this.
All right,
and
man. Thanks for having
see
me.
you next time, and I'm sure we'll see each other 1,000 times between
Yes,
there.
sir.
All right, bye
See you
everyone.
guys.
Peace. This episode of Somehow We're Adults is over, but if you'd like to support the podcast, you can subscribe to one of the levels of the Patreon, where we will release bonus episodes that can't be found anywhere else. Any of the money that we get from the Patreon would be used to upgrade old equipment, as well as get new gear so that we can make the best podcast for you to tune into. You can also follow the podcast Instagram at Somehow We're Adults, where I share clips and content about the podcast, and the link in the bio will take you to any of the Somehow We're Adults pages. I encourage you to check out another one of the episodes if this is your first time listening, and if you're a repeat listener, thank you for your support. I love making the podcast, and I hope you tune in for future episodes of Somehow We're Adults.